Sup guys, it's Danny here, and this is going to be my first video, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. As you can see, tell by the title's the good and the bad things about visiting China. So, I've been to China how many times? Ever since I was little, I've been going to China nearly every summer. I haven't been there in quite a while. Has just been 5 years, but I can still remember pretty vividly about it. And after doing some research, I wrote this blog post and kind of like this short article in February. So, the good and bad things about visiting China. So, China has a lot of really awesome historical landmarks and landscapes, many of them, which many tourists love to visit. I mean, I'm sure everyone has heard of the Great Wall, Forbidden City, Summer Palace, just to name a few, and then street food, of course, the streets lined with food stalls, all so delicious and so magnificent. Bad thing is you gain a lot of weight when you're there. Okay, but however, there's some kind of like good things and like the bad things when you go there. Kind of talking about, like a lot of some cultural things are, I wouldn't really quite say them bad, but they're definitely different from the standard American way. So yeah. Okay, first let me get the bad things just out of the way. Okay, number one, the pollution. That's a pretty obvious one. So the pollution in China, especially in the city, once you get near the countryside, it ain't that bad. But in the city, the pollution is super bad. Sometimes you have to wear a mask to go outside, and it does get pretty bad. So I would recommend, if you're going to China, bring a mask. I'm serious. It's worth the money. You need a mask. Sometimes you just can't stand it. And some days it's better than others, so it just kind of varies. Okay, number two, really different about China is like the cultural difference, huge cultural differences. Also, I've heard in many other Asian countries, it's the bathrooms. So, there's squat toilets, and it's like, let me get something. It's just a hole in the ground, so this is a hole, and then you just squat over it and do your business. So yeah, that's definitely different. And when I was younger and I was visiting there, I always thought it was really fun, and I got really scared because I was afraid that I would fall inside the toilets, which I never did, so it's okay. But I just want to say a couple things. When you're using the toilets, bring your own toilet paper. Bring your own toilet paper, man. Sometimes they do not have tissue paper or anything, so it's a really good idea to bring your own. Secondly, it really works on your, quadriceps, quads, and calves, so it builds up really good muscle to squat over. You just gotta slowly get used to that. It might be a little dirty and low-maintained in some areas, so just make sure you bring tissues and, hand sanitizer as well. Also, number three, spit on the floors. Sadly, it's pretty normal for a lot of Chinese people. It's just kind of like walking along the sidewalks and then spitting on the floor. That's pretty common. So you just gotta watch your way around, and that's the best thing I can say to you. You just gotta watch where you walk. And sometimes I spit too, even though it's not really that good. But yeah, so watch out for spit. Okay, number 4, the insincere people. Now, this is not just in China, it's clearly all over the world. People will try to cheat you out of your money, especially if you're a foreigner, you're visiting, especially if you don't speak the language. But if you do, then good for you. So if you're like a foreigner, if you're visiting, then many, for example, taxi drivers.
Story time with Danny.
Going into a taxi, and then I heard a Chinese person over the corner saying, it costs this much, and they're like, what? They're like arguing with each other. So, and then my mom had to come over, and she's like, hey, don't cheat, she says this something Chinese, he's like, don't cheat them out of their money, yeah. We kind of got involved in this kind of thing, so, yeah, insincere people, so you just have to watch out, and make sure you know how much money you're spending, so people don't add on extra, so just really watch that. And keep good control of your money. Okay, it's called for good share. I'm ready. So the good parts of China. First of all, the food! Oh my gosh, I love food so much. eat so much, I get so fat, but whatever. Especially the street food, unlike in America here, unlike some places like the big cities I know of, but most of the time you don't really have this like endless stalls of street food and where it's cooked right in front of you. I'm not talking about food trucks or anything, I'm talking about actual stalls in tiny restaurants lying in the corner. There's tons of food, really delicious, really flavorful, and really quite cheap, in matter of fact. Here's just a little tip. You want to watch them cook it so they know they're cooking it all the way and stuff. It's actually really fun, really delicious. Number two of the good things. Okay, this historical sites. There are so many, as I mentioned before, I'm just kind of going to glance through this. The Great Wall, Forbidden City, Summer Palace, all the kind of other things. And number 3, modern cities. When I talk about modern cities, I mean mainly talking about the urban areas where they have a lot of people, such as, and like a lot of shopping, such as Shanghai. They have lots of shopping, and many shopping areas in Beijing, and they have cheap stores if you're into that, or they have the super expensive stores, and you can visit a lot of places. But remember, cheap equals lesser quality, more expensive equals better quality. So just watch out for that, and don't think that they're selling you an LV Chanel bag for $20, because that ain't true. That's a fake. Okay, number 4. The temples. Lots of Buddhist temples are a really great place to relax and learn or watch some people do martial arts. I know, if you're not really into Tai Chi, they have quite a lot of other stuff there. They have a lot of performances going on, so it's really fun to go to like a martial arts festival near a temple, and you can just kind of relax, eat some food, and have fun. It's really relaxing if you want to kind of get away from all the city stuff and the crowded places. Number 5, natural landscapes. So, even though it's really densely populated, very polluted area, China has a lot of beautiful natural landscapes that everyone should see. And I feel like, well, at least when I've been there, some people they really miss out on that. For example, the many rivers, you can ride along them, and I'm talking about you sit inside this small little boat, and then you'll have someone row you across the river, really to get away from that city life and pollution, and to really settle down yourselves. And they also, China's a huge country. It has so many different landscapes. It is rivers, lush forest, bamboo forest for pandas, and also China's deserts, and tropical beaches. I suggest that you try to visit all those if you don't have them in your area. Number 6, the zoo. So the zoo, Beijing Zoo, pandas. So the Beijing Zoo has tons and tons of animals and pandas, and attract many people year-round. It's definitely worth seeing, especially if you have some kids. Really fun for kids and adults alike. So, yeah. Woo! With every country, there are good aspects and there are bad things about them. Whether the bad outweighs the good depends on you. But I hope that I convinced you to travel to China. It is truly a beautiful and amazing country, and I really want to suggest that all of you try to visit here sometime. It's really growing in terms of the not social media, but in terms of economics and politically. So I would really recommend visiting China sometime soon. So stick tuned to my channel and make sure to subscribe down below if you want any more tips about China. In about, I would say next video, about 2 months, I'm gonna be in China. So in 2 months, less than 2 months, I'm gonna be in China, so I can really kind of give you kind of a 360 view of China. I'm gonna be traveling all over to different places, and hopefully that will help. And yeah, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. See you later, bye.